that we intend to proceed with impeachment proceedings if Kristi Noem is not fired.
This is an acknowledgement that what Kristi Noem and Greg Bovino were doing was not acceptable to the Trump administration even.
I still don't understand how she still has her job after she failed to approve search and rescue teams last summer in Texas while Texans were dying.
Well, if Kristi Noem's on her way out, there may be some secondhand ICE cosplay costumes up for grabs. If you're a betting person, well, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's odds of being canned by President Donald Trump have reached an all-time high. The embattled Noem is now listed as having an upwards of 43% chance of being canned as the first cabinet secretary to go. And it becomes all the more possible when you notice this week during a Kiss the Ring roundtable, she was left out in the cold. Yet President Trump pointedly skipped over Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem when going around the room, even though the fact of the conversation should have been about the Department of Homeland Security, and it's the epicenter of the political storm over federal immigration enforcement at the moment. But instead, Trump decided to highlight other topics: housing, the economy, the situation in Venezuela. But he made no mention of Minneapolis or DHS leadership, and did not even allow Noem to address the room when, you know, for a fact, the country needs to hear about this.
Here, but people seem to be upset over the term domestic terrorism. Why do you believe that's appropriate? Because you used it in both cases.
Well, Sean, we're continuing to gather information, and the FBI leading this investigation is important to make sure that we talk about both these situations appropriately. In the Renee Good situation, you know, we have more information as it happened previously, and we'll continue to get to the truth of all of this. But we can't distract from the fact of how we got here. And we got here because we had a Biden administration that allowed an invasion over our southern border and allowed millions of people to come into our country unvetted. And we know for a fact that we had dangerous criminals and drug traffickers, murderers, terrorists, people on the suspected and known terrorist watch list that are in this country that these officers are working so hard to get off of our streets.
This isn't a minor scheduling mishap, right? It's a visible cue that for all the rhetoric about law and order, Trump is increasingly distancing himself from the person most associated with the enforcement operations. Noem's tenure so far has been defined by her aggressive posture on immigration and ICE operations and plenty of photo ops.
Kristi Noem is a complete and total embarrassment. She's a disgrace. And on top of all of that, she's presided over the cold-blooded killings of American citizens, like Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy. Unacceptable. She should have never been confirmed. Shame on every Republican in the Senate who put this wildly unqualified person into a